It's April 12th, 2022, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxell, back in the boring, regular NewsBrake studio. Not on location anywhere. No costume changes. I already missed last week's episode. Nancy Pelosi, Merrick Garland, and other high-level officials have all tested positive for COVID after attending an elite D.C. gathering. Joe Biden has not tested positive because in order to catch COVID, you have to be alive. Speaking publicly for the first time about her bout with COVID-19, Queen Elizabeth II says the virus leaves one feeling very tired and exhausted. She then added, "Just like when I have to talk to Harry and Meghan." Ketanji Brown Jackson made history as the first black woman to be confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Justice Jackson now gets to look forward to having her opinions overruled by a bunch of old white people. China has issued a warning to the U.S. as a result of a planned visit by Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan. The warning? Don't send Pelosi to China. Vladimir Putin has been taking tap lessons when he's not dictating. He mastered jazz hands and is scheduled to perform for his staff next week. The show, called Putin on Tap, has angered advisors since no beer will be served because of sanctions. Donald Trump's failed social media app, Truth Social, has lost two top executives. Josh Adams is described as the brains behind the app, and Billy Boozer, well, his name speaks for itself. Hey, maybe Sarah Palin can take over the app now that she's running for Congress. CNN reports Donald Trump Jr. texted the White House Chief of Staff 2 days after Election Day with ideas on how to overturn the 2020 election if President Trump lost. Trump Jr. pushed for lawsuits, recounts, and a whole lot of cocaine. Had Joe Biden lost, those prizes would have gone to Hunter Biden. State filings show that Stacey Abrams went from having debt to becoming a millionaire after being the loser of the 2018 Georgia governor's race, which is the most money ever made from being a loser since Mark Zuckerberg. Planet Fitness, the gym that calls itself the Judgment-Free Zone, may also be trying a new slogan, the Breaking Federal Labor Law Zone. Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Millard shows us how one franchise may be in big trouble with federal labor investigators.
I don't normally go looking for NewsBrake ideas on Reddit, but this one was just too good to pass up. Somebody posted a photo of a flyer they found in their employee break room. According to that flyer, you cannot talk about your wages at work because your wages are considered proprietary information. Anybody caught talking about their wages at work could be fired without legal percussion.
Not quite my tempo.
Well, I don't know what legal percussion is, but I do know this. The National Labor Relations Board says you are allowed to talk about your wages while you're at work. Anybody who tries to tell you otherwise is breaking the law. So with that said, I'd like to talk about my wages here at Sketchworks NewsBrake. I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I'll have you know, in those 2 years, I have earned exactly
I'm not sure what happened there. New York City announced that this summer, the city will be opening the new Museum of Woman. The museum will be just like regular museums, except it's always mad about something. Will Smith's decision to slap Chris Rock during the Oscars got him banned from the Oscars for the next 10 years. He's still eligible to win an Oscar, so if he does, his wife Jada and her boyfriend will accept on his behalf. In solidarity, I will also not attend the Oscars for the next 10 years. And congratulations go out to Bennifer. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are engaged. Again, just like they were in 2002, before they called it off and married other people. The couple is registered at Second Chance Thrift and Forever 51. Scientists in North Dakota found a fossil of a dinosaur killed the day the giant asteroid struck the Earth 66 million years ago ultimately causing the dinosaur's extinction. The dinosaur found was named Brenda, and, by all accounts, she was anti-Semitic. Presumably different scientists in Japan report that a robot has successfully peeled a banana with 57% accuracy without smashing the fruit. Unfortunately, the scientists are filing workers' comp claims after slipping on thousands of banana peels. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, or the JAHA, finds that eating 2 servings of avocados a week reduces the risk of having a heart attack. The challenge, the doctors say, is finding 2 avocados each week which aren't already rotten. In a viral video, a horse was shown riding next to people on a crowded commuter train in India. The horse was apparently told he could no longer work from home. A fox is suspected of rabies after biting several people on Capitol Hill, including a member of Congress. Even animals are disgruntled with our government. Just the other day, I saw a couple of dogs protesting leash laws outside the state capitol. In many parts of the country, this is spring break week. In other parts of the country, spring break was last week. And in some places, spring break is next week. Look, I don't really care either way. What I do care about is that we are 7 weeks away from the unofficial start of summer. And yes, Sketchworks Comedy has summer camps for your little scampers. Your little scampers. Here's Maria Liatish to tell you more.
Sketchworks Comedy summer camps are back and in person. During our 2-week camp, kids will play improv games, create funny characters, and write sketches for their own original comedy show. Not excited yet? Campers will also shoot a professionally produced video sketch and premiere it at their showcase. Also included, a show poster, camp t-shirts, awards, and a pizza party. Let's get back into comedy. Sketchworks, cranking out the funny.
Thank you, Maria. Are you interested in being a sketch comedy writer for Sketchworks Comedy? Then take our advanced sketch writing class, which offers virtual options so you can join the fun no matter where you are. Go to sketchworkscomedy.com to learn more. And a great big thank you to everyone who came out to see our sketch show Heels Up last weekend at the Village Theater here in Atlanta. It felt so good to be back on stage making audiences laugh again. We may have additional Heels Up performances in the near future, so stay tuned. And if you missed it, our live stream from Saturday's closing night show is up on our YouTube channel. And that concludes this Sketchworks Comedy gratuitous plug segment of the show. Ha, I said it. Suck it, editor. And if you haven't already, check out our newest video sketch, The New Princess. You can watch it wherever you're watching this, assuming that you are watching this. In Texas, a truck driver named Jeremy McGee's severed leg was found 50 miles away from where he was struck by a car. But that's Jeremy, always getting ahead of himself. Tennessee proposed a bill eliminating the age requirement for marriage. Authorities are concerned the bill may lead to a surge in child marriages. Alabama representatives are outraged for fear the new bill will take away millions of dollars in child wedding tourism. And while we're in Alabama, an Alabama man was arrested for arson after he started a mobile home fire using toilet paper. As a precaution, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey has banned toilet paper across the state, stating Alabamians should use their hand as God intended. Alabamians? Alabamans? Who cares? The Federal Aviation Administration is proposing a nearly $82,000 fine against an American Airlines passenger accused of shoving a flight attendant and spitting at crew members. If you do that on Spirit Airlines, you get extra frequent flyer miles. Staying in the air, the world's largest passenger plane, the Airbus A380, completed a test flight running entirely on sustainable aviation fuel. The fuel is made of used cooking oils and waste fats. That's great news for the environment. Too bad it smells like a cesspit. Back on the ground, a 25-year-old woman in Australia crashed her car through a fence and then drove straight into a backyard pool. But that's the risk you take when you use Apple Maps. After being unable to conceive a child on their own, a couple ended up using a sperm donor they found on Facebook. And by sperm donor, they just mean it was found on the mattress they bought off Marketplace. Police in Orange County, California have arrested 2 men in possession of enough fentanyl pills to kill 4.7 million people. That number increases to 9.4 million if they split the pills in half. Fentanyl, now you know it's a party. TSA at Boston's Logan International Airport said a traveler was shocked to learn his cane actually concealed a sword. The man was arrested. Not for smuggling a concealed weapon, but for smuggling a balloon full of fentanyl concealed up his butt. Butt-anol, if you will. But I wouldn't. Will this next piece be about fentanyl? Let's find out. Together. A Florida personal injury attorney injured 4 people with her car when she plowed through a grocery store parking lot. According to sources, the lawyer was desperate for clients and did not realize she would go to jail or be disbarred. Oh well, no fentanyl that time. Hunter Biden probably stole it. Police in the UK are warning parents about disturbing videos featuring a furry character called Huggy Wuggy. Authorities state one child searched online for Huggy Furry Character and watched hours of Barney and Friends by mistake. Child psychologists were immediately called to the scene. According to a recent study conducted by the Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences at the University of British Columbia Faculty of Medicine in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, erectile dysfunction drugs may increase the risk for vision problems. But if you're old enough to need ED medication, you really don't want to see what you're having sex with. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxell. Say hi to your mom for me. Tell her I have a new mattress and new medication.